Boom. Boom. Yo, hi, and welcome to the next Beatbox Talk episode. And this time we have the Canadian Beatbox champion, one of the finest beatboxers out there. You know him. We welcome Elisii. Bro, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited. This is going to be fun. It's been a while since I spoke to you, even. So it's going to be nice to catch up.
So true. So true. The last time we really met was at the Vocal Total.
I think Grand
And
Beatbox
yeah, like
Battle
you,
and World Champs, actually.
yeah,
You interviewed me at World Champs.
that was so cool, man. But like Vocal Total is like really hanging out.
Yeah, that's true.
That, but you are so super busy. And could you please give us all insight because you're working on so many things? Like, yeah, what's up, man?
Man, okay, so where do I start? I mean, first of all, I guess everybody kind of knows I'm in school. I'm studying a lot. So that's first and foremost. I'm working. We got Beatbox Education going on, so check that out on Instagram at Beatbox Education. And plus, I have a bunch of solo projects I'm working on. I'm going to start posting YouTube content really soon. So go subscribe to my channel and check that out. Yeah.
Definitely. You see Elisii's Instagram channel right beneath his window. Guys, check it out. This one is super busy and big things are coming up, but we will get to that later. We will start nice and slow. So please, could you tell us how did you start to beatbox and what was the impulse for you to get into the beatboxing scene?
So I thought about this recently, actually, because I realized something. My grandfather, he was an immigrant from Italy, and he moved to Canada. And I think in that time they didn't have the internet, they didn't have all these crazy things. He never really played any instruments either, and he'd always make some sounds with his mouth. So I kind of picked it up off of him.
Ah, cool.
And then I never really realized it was like beatboxing, you know? And he actually showed me lip rolls before I knew what lip rolls were. Like just the...
Oh, really?
So I picked that up off him, and then I came across a video of Caleb Simmons, who's a Canadian beatboxer, and he was doing a Lion King cover on a morning show in Canada. And then I started copying it, and then I discovered Dave Crow, and then I really started getting into the beatboxing. So I discovered Alem versus Skiller at the World Champs, and then just more and more King of the Dot, Beatbox Canada, and I just got more and more into it, and yeah, now I'm obsessed.
So cool. For everybody here in the chat, because the people are already getting into it, they are super busy in the chat. Thank you all for joining in. For those who are here, you guys already know you can write questions in the chat, and if there's some good questions, I will directly relay them to Elisii and ask him those questions. But first, I will ask my questions that I have prepared. You talked for a short moment about beatbox education. Can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
So Beatbox Education is the brand name, essentially. Under that, we have Beatbox Education Program, which is a 5-week program. It consists of lessons right now with me, Villain, and Vino. So the first week's with me, where we cover a bunch of concepts relating to structure, organization, etc., etc. The next week is with Villain, where he covers all the more technical aspects, so sound design, sound placement, stuff like that. And then third week is with Vino, where he just helps you polish your routine, helps you with the tonality of it. And then in the fourth week, it's a lesson with all three of us, and it's all personalized lessons, one-on-one, except for that last week where it's 3-on-1. And so, and then the fifth week is a battle, and that's just a chance for everyone to have fun and show us more material that we didn't get to hear yet. And our goal is really to provide a path forward, provide the students with all the base knowledge as well as the more complex knowledge that you need in order to pursue beatboxing, whether it be battling or showcases or whatever you're doing, just the basis of creating music with beatbox.
Nice, really nice. Also, where can the people find more information about beatbox education?
So actually recently, yesterday night, I posted a video on our Instagram, just giving you guys a little more information. So the Instagram is at Beatbox
Cool.
Education, all one word. Um, we're going to be putting
Mm-hmm.
updates there all the time. Um, and yeah, we're doing it on Sin and Shazam server. So the Discord link is in the bio
Yeah.
of that Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Go check it out, see what you think. And if you want to submit an application, all the info's on the server in the BEP text channels. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Is there a limited number of participants who can join the Beatbox education program?
So in total, no, but
Mm-hmm.
each
Mm-hmm.
5 weeks we're taking 8 students, so it really allows us to make
Mm.
the program as personalized as possible with one-on-one lessons, and so we're tackling 8 students at a time, and we
Mm-hmm.
also leave them all the roles on the server so they could jam with the future students, the prior students, with us, and we're usually pretty available. We answer DMs to our students during the week. We keep in
Cool.
touch with them
Cool.
often. So it's 8 students at a time every 5 weeks. But if you submit an application, you'll be queued up
Mm-hmm.
for as soon as a spot is open.
That's really cool. So guys, you heard the man. Fill out your application to get a spot. You don't want to miss that. Um, Things like that really helps you to boost and to level up. So think of it like a boot camp. It's intense 5 weeks, but after these 5 weeks, you will be a complete different beatboxer. Really excited to see more about that. So I want to get more talk more a little bit about you. I have one or two more questions, and then I will answer the question. I will relay the questions from the chat. So the next question is, these are now a little tricky questions. If you could imagine of a sound of another beatboxer that you could just learn like this, by magic, whatever, what sound would you like to just know how to do right out of the gate?
Ooh. Um. Um. Can I say like a sound that I want to master? Like maybe I could do
Yeah.
it, but
Oh,
just not that well.
whatever. Yeah.
I would say Wings throat bass. Yeah, Wings throat bass.
Nice.
I feel
Nice.
like I could implement that into my
Nice.
style really well.
That's really nice. Wings, yeah, that's really cool. Before we get to the next question, because it's a good question to one of the chat's questions. What was your toughest beatbox battle you have been in?
Toughest beatbox battle I've been in. Um, I would have to say probably B Art. Yeah, like every
Mm-hmm.
time I've battled B Art, all three of them.
So many
Yeah,
times.
there's some honorable mentions too. There's I guess there's Kenny Urban at like Great North, Villain. I battled Villain twice. Those were some uh those were probably the battles where I like most physically exerted myself. If you look at the videos after the battles, I'm like drenched in sweat. um so yeah, Villain and B Art for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, so if just answer the question if you want to, because I know it's a difficult question, but I just say because it's definitely interesting if you want to answer it. Uh, let me see, where did it go? I just say I could just say what I remember. The question was, what do you think about the battle against Beard? Because many people say they think you won. What do you think about this battle?
Um so I think I lost. Um and
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to speak to the judges as well. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really I think if it was live, it might be a different story. But because it's online and the criteria is as such, and the confidence category and the battle attitude category count for 20%
Mm-hmm.
of each round's worth. So at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the battle, it counts for 40 points total. Um, it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's my job as a competitor to keep that in mind. And frankly, I just kind of ignored those categories. So I wasn't really like
Okay.
I wasn't really trying to get all the points I could. Whereas
Okay.
whereas if it was a live battle, then I feel like I could
Mm-hmm.
perform better and portray my ideas better and probably snag some of those
Mm-hmm.
points. But I think I lost keeping those categories in mind. It's my job to reach the standard of the criteria, and I just didn't really do that. So I'm not really.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody thinking I won. I mean, it's cool. it's a cool result. Everybody says like if you don't win, the best result is
Hmm.
everybody thinks you should have won. So I'm not complaining. I'll take it.
True, true, true. The winner of the hearts, and also, as I say, you might be battling Beard, or you will be on stage battling soon again anyway, which directly brings us to the next question. Rilana did ask, how would events look like after the pandemic?
First of all, I want to wish Rilana a happy birthday. Um,
Yeah, happy birthday, Rilana.
and after the pandemic, I'm not sure. I think everybody's gonna have their own microphone. I know for events like GBB, it's totally
Hmm.
possible where they have DPA as a sponsor, so they could. I think even at
Yeah,
GBB 2019, everybody had their own microphone. So
yeah, yeah,
that's like the first thing. I think it's going to be more difficult
yeah,
for smaller events, so like maybe Canadian champs and smaller national championships to be able to get enough microphones for everybody in the top 16. So I
yeah,
think people are going to be
yeah,
required to bring their own microphones. Um, mm, I think other than that, I think once everybody gets vaccinated and a lot
yeah.
of people are safe, things should be going back to normal somewhat. But I think there's going to be a bigger emphasis on like your health. There's so many times where I've left the battle and I go home with a
Hmm.
fever and I go home like super sick, just as nature of what we're doing.
Okay.
And I think there's
Mm.
going to be a lot more precautions. So disinfecting the microphones, cleaning your
Yeah,
hands, making
yeah,
sure you're not spitting in other people's faces when beatboxing and stuff like that.
yeah. It's crazy. Like in hindsight, it's really weird looking at the bells, like sharing the mics, having Mundo and Mike Spawn, putting the same microphone directly into the mouth.
Yeah.
That's in hindsight, it's like really weird. Like what? Unbelievable.
Yeah. I remember I came back from an event once and I had to write an exam that week at school. So I couldn't miss
Hmm.
any day of school that week. And I was going in with like 102 fever. I was like really, really sick. All my
Ooh.
friends were like, "What are you doing here? Go home." And I'm like, "I can't."
Oh,
So,
damn, damn. No, so yeah, taking care of the health, everybody, very important. Also, the topic about microphones, that makes absolutely sense because like the bigger battles, the international battles, is especially, they mostly have microphone sponsors or partners. But for national champs, this will be definitely a more difficult task to conquer,
yeah. Or even
and
just the dome
that's
of the mic, getting a bunch of
yeah,
domes to switch. That's more affordable. It still works. It's not
yeah,
the same, obviously, but yeah.
it works. Yeah, true, true, true. Okay, now I will dig through all the questions, guys. Thank you all for sending so many great questions. I really, really love it. So I will just rush through all of them. Um, Arnav did ask, how do you feel about what happened at GBB 19? I don't really know what he means.
I think because my elimination, a lot of people think I should have
Yeah,
qualified and I didn't.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think kind of similarly as I do to what
Mm-hmm.
happened in the kickback with BR. I think he deserved it.
Yeah.
But personally, I think I deserved to pass top eight in
Mm-hmm.
2019. But um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's up to me to convince the judges to put me in top eight. So it just forces
Mm-hmm.
me to like sit back and look at where I could have made it better. And I got a chance to
Mm-hmm.
speak to some of the judges. I actually saw the scorecards, which I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if I'm allowed to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it
Mm-hmm.
that much just because I don't want to step on any
Mm-hmm.
toes. But
Yeah.
it gave me insight into the judging system and how to play it better. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you learned a lot by last at the last Beatbox talk we had Skiller for the interview, and he he really talked really he said so many good compliments about
Oh,
you, and he really likes your beatboxing, and I think your style is so unique, and I think it has a lot to do with kung fu, be like water, my friend. Like, it's very chill, but then it has such a nice flow, but still it's hitting
mm,
hard. I really enjoy your
thank you.
flow. Okay, I go directly to the next question.
Side note, actually, though,
How?
Skiller
Yeah.
was super nice to me when I made a wild card for Beatbox Masters, I think the event was, which he
Mm-hmm.
organizes, and he
Yeah.
reached out to me like individually, and he was like giving me all kinds of compliments, and he was trying to like really hard to get me to come to the battle, and I couldn't because of school and stuff. But
Oh.
he's been super nice to me and like super supportive. So thank you, Skiller.
Yeah, and he really appreciates your beatboxing. Like he after the interview we talked, man, he really likes your beatboxing. So
I'm
that's
glad.
that was 100% true what he said to you at these days. Okay, so the Baltic Coast beatbox battle. Nice to have you guys here. Everybody who don't know the Baltic Coast beatbox battle, definitely check it out. That's some really sick stuff happening there. Check it out. So the question is, how do you think are the who do you think are the strongest beatbox countries overall? Overall top three.
Um, Probably France, South Korea, and the UK. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have
Mm-hmm.
to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
UK has D'Lo, Frosty. They're killing it in the
Yeah.
loops as well.
Sick.
They have
Be-
balance.
yeah.
France just
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
everyone, and then South Korea.
Yeah.
If you check out the videos Hiss has been putting out, that's like
Yeah.
that's what everybody should be aiming for.
Yeah. So true. So true. South Korea, that's so underrated many times. Many people don't know what's going on there. It's insane.
They're
Insane.
nuts.
Especially Asia in general. Like there's so many beatboxers. That's crazy.
Hmm.
So crazy. Um the next question from RNF, your top five favorite beatboxers.
Oh man, right now, in no
Mm-hmm.
particular order,
No
Zeka,
particular
Vino,
order.
Villain, Wing, and hmm, the last one's tough. Probably Hiss. Hiss.
Yeah, yeah. Really good choice. Arab is asking, what's your favorite online beatbox tournament?
Ooh, um, to be honest, I haven't participated or judged too many. I like
Mm-hmm.
any battle Decoy puts on. I think Decoy probably does the
Yeah.
best job. The Mad Twins have the really sick battle. I forget what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
but it's sponsored by Bidec Spin.
The Mad Meat,
Mad
Mad
Meal,
Meal,
Mad Meal,
something like that.
Mad
Yeah.
Meal is really sick too. I know that's been dominated
Mm-hmm.
by Canadians, so I'm happy about that. Um, but yeah, anything Decoy puts on and Mad Meal right now seems like.
Nice. Um, the next question is so. Oh, okay. Everybody's writing about Rilana's birthday. Okay. Um, you. Well, what's that with Rilana's birthday? Like, she's having birthday like few days in a row
Yeah,
already.
it's she pulled me into um no, not her. Who was it? It was Shield, I think. Um they
Mm-hmm.
pulled me into a group chat on Discord when it was my birthday. It was actually my birthday, and they were doing a
Mm-hmm.
battle, and then everybody sung me happy birthday. So it, like interrupted my
Cool.
family dinner for that. So it was really funny. And then before I left, I said, "Thanks, guys. It's also Rilana's birthday." So I tried to get everybody to sing happy birthday for her as well. And then since then, every time I see Rilana, I always say happy birthday.
Okay, okay. Really cool. Uh, so I will ask two or three more questions, and then I have one or two more questions I really want to ask, and then we will go to the next step. Okay, so um, also the Baltic Coast Beatbox Battle is asking what inspires you to beatbox and become better and better. Hmm.
Um, I just enjoy it. Honestly, I'm obsessed. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm obsessed, but I am. I just always try and come up with new weird patterns, and I like music a lot, so I listen to a lot of music and I try and cover a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not necessarily like super driven by battles like I used to be, but it's always at
Mm-hmm.
the back of my mind. So I'm always thinking, oh, what can I do against this person? Or I'm thinking, oh, how can I cover this song? Or, oh, I like this
Yeah.
melody. What can I make out of it? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's I don't know why. I'm just obsessed. I think it's a good thing though. I don't think you get really good at anything unless you're obsessed. So yeah,
True that. True that. We had a talk when we met the first time at Vocal Total. Um, we talked about preparing for the battle, and you told me like you're the type of beatboxer you really prepare specific for each event.
yeah.
So can you please tell the people in the chat how do you prepare for an event and how much time do you put into that?
It's it really depends. Something like GBB, I had all my routines prepared for the battles. For no matter who I would battle, I was ready to do whatever I needed to do. Um, the
Mm-hmm.
elimination, I prepared half of it and then I freestyled the other half just because I wasn't sure what the crowd was like. I never performed on a stage that big before
Yeah.
in front of that crowd. And it seems like European beatboxers and European crowds tend to appreciate different things than we appreciate in North America. So it's like I have to adapt.
Okay.
In North America, beatbox battling really grew from the rap battle scene. So
Mm-hmm.
they want to see people like getting in each other's faces and being like aggressive and insulting and all that. Whereas in Europe,
Yeah.
it seems a lot more friendly and you'll have like some banter, but it won't be on the level of like some of the stuff you see at American champs. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
people get really in Canada. It's not that bad, but in in America, they tend to be really aggressive, which is it's still entertaining that entertaining. And after
Yeah.
the battle, of course, everyone's friends. But um, so I really have to like change my mindset from when I battle in North America to when I battle in Europe. And so I was just taking it as I
Okay.
went and freestyled the second half according to like the crowd response. And so for something like Vocal Total, I knew it was like super important
Mm-hmm.
for me because World Champs was 1 week after that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
uh, for some reason, I just had this notion in my head that if I didn't win Vocal Total, I was not going to make it into top 16 at Worlds just because I thought maybe no one would know who I am and maybe I wouldn't have that, like, if there is a bias, maybe I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have that bias, you
Yeah.
know? So I
Yeah.
prepared
Yeah.
really hard. I set up all my routines. I planned out what I'm going to get, what I'm going to do against who. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I took maybe 2 3 months to prepare. My first month was just making all my routines. My second month was editing them, fixing all the details, and then the last month was just rehearsal, rehearsal, rehearsal. And then I
Wow.
remember I was being like super super scared to show anything before the event too. Like when I was jamming with everyone or we did like the
Yeah.
freestyle battle, I was
Yeah.
like being super. I was hiding everything. I was like not showing.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing about the vocal total when you have like 4 days hanging out with everybody and then you have the main event.
Yeah,
That's real tricky to kind of and of course when you're at the party you enjoy yourself so you kind of want to show
yeah.
already but you can't.
It's and especially when everybody else is jamming and you see like someone like Zeka going crazy and you're
Hmm.
like, he's going crazy right now. Is he not afraid of like showing everything before the battle? Or does he just have
Hmm.
that much crazy stuff that he's just not worried about it? And then you have to be like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop listening to Zeka and just like focus on my own stuff. But
Yeah, yeah, you really have to.
yeah, now I'm a lot less intense. I feel like I've made a little bit
Hmm.
of a name for myself, and I could afford to. I have a lot more fun when I don't prepare that hard. But not
Yeah.
to say I didn't enjoy it. I still enjoyed it, but now I like taking things in the moment a little more. I have my routines. I'm more flexible with it. I'm not like I don't have a strict plan.
Okay, okay, that's so you can be more dynamic. You can kind of counter
Yeah,
stuff when you just feel like doing that. That's good. That's good. It's really nice to see that, you know, these different phases in as an artist when you think like you only do like work like this and then like
yeah.
that, and it makes you more complete as
It
an
also
artist.
comes with more confidence, like in your skill level, more confidence in your ability to perform in the moment. So, like after Vocal
Mm-hmm.
Total, I was doing a lot of shows for non beatboxers. and
Okay.
so like there I got more experience just freestyling or just like putting stuff together on the spot. And so like my confidence in doing that is a lot better now than it was when I went to Vocal Total. So now
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little more at ease just showing up and having my beats prepared, having my routines prepared, but having some parts where I'm not sure what I'm going to do and I'm just going to decide in the moment.
That's perfect. That's keep on growing, growing, growing. Also, what keeps growing are the questions. I'm really sorry, guys, that we kind of yeah drifted off, but it's I really enjoy that one. Okay, so DJ Execution is asking. Uh, okay, yeah, that's a very difficult question. I don't know if you can say something to that. If you can give him um, can you ask Elisii if he can give me some advice as a beatboxer?
Um, I guess like advice would be more personalized, like depending on your skill. I'm so used to giving like personalized advice and personalized um like
Mm-hmm.
not structure, but personalized direction. Um, I guess
Mm-hmm.
like just blanket statement for any beatboxer getting started, no matter where you are, make sure your
Mm-hmm.
basics are good, make sure your timing's good. Listen to a lot of music, try and not
Mm-hmm.
copy structure, but take a lot of structure influence from music. And always keep in mind the crowd. How's the crowd going to respond to what you're doing? The best way I do that is I record my routines, I record what I'm doing, and then when I listen to
Mm-hmm.
it back, I try and put myself in the shoes of someone in the crowd and think, oh, this is sick. Oh, what should change? Oh, I make my
Mm-hmm.
adjustments that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, because I just read the question of Dan Hudson, do you think old school beatboxing could be effective at championships?
Yeah, yeah. At Canadian Champs in 2019, it was the um,
Mm-hmm.
it was the 10th anniversary of the battle happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to
Mm-hmm.
get a bunch of like the old school beatboxers to come back. We got Peter Pot to come back. He made top 16. He had a really sick battle with Andre.
Cool.
And the
Mm-hmm.
guy who plays second, C Fresh. A lot of you might not know him, but he's like a legend. Um, he's a super old school style. He's adapting newer sounds into it and newer patterns, but he's
Mm-hmm.
still got like that core old school vibe. And he
Cool.
he plays second, so he
Mm-hmm.
killed it with an old school style. And the thing about old school beatboxers is that they tend to be a lot more loud and a lot more powerful than new school beatboxers because new school beatboxers are practicing online on their microphone, where
Yeah.
everything's amplified. Whereas all the old school beatboxers didn't have microphones, they didn't have all these things. When their jam
Yeah.
sessions were like them outside an event, but like jamming by mouth, so they had to be loud and they
Yeah.
had to be clear and they had to be precise. So they have all those things
Mm-hmm.
that like our generation of beatboxing doesn't really have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting because also River said that's one thing he's really working on now to learn the old school patterns like Kenny, Muhammad, and Russell because he thinks if he's capable of doing all like Kenny's beats, it makes him more complete in sound spectrum of the foundation of the
Mhm.
sounds. Talking also about microphones. How do you enjoy the DPA microphone? Because I had interviews that like, oh, dude, he has a DPA microphone. So yeah, talk. Let's talk a little bit about the mic. How much do you enjoy it, and what is your favorite mic?
This is my favorite mic for sure. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy it. I don't know much about like
Mm-hmm.
all the science behind microphones, so that's something I definitely
Mm-hmm.
want to research at some point. But in
Yeah.
terms of sound quality, it's super crisp. Recording with it during kickback was I won't lie, it
Mm-hmm.
was a bit annoying just because we didn't have pop
Mm-hmm.
filters, so I couldn't beatbox straight into it, and then I felt like if I
Yeah.
was beatboxing to the side, you're losing a lot of the fullness and a lot of like the bass. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm gonna start recording with a pop filter on it, and it's gonna be really nice. But
Cool.
beatboxing into it, like I'll lower my volume a bit. Oh, it's super crisp. It's super nice. I love it.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm really looking forward to the beatboxing later for the freestyle. So, I will ask one more question. I'm really sorry, everybody here in the live chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all those dope questions. I will pick up one more question and then we will head to the feedback part of the interview. So for those who don't know, we will always select 2 to 3 beatbox videos. This time, Rilana, thank you so much at this point again for hooking us up with some beatbox videos. For everybody else who wants to join that, you can send an email to beatboxtalk@seboom.com or write in the chat the title of your beatbox video. And if you're lucky, we will pick your video and you will get directly feedback from our beatbox guest, which is very, very valuable. Improving, that's the whole idea of beatboxing. Okay, so I've seen there's so many questions. Oh my god. What Baltic Coast Battle is asking, what is your biggest dream beatbox wise?
Biggest dream beatbox. It used to be winning GBB. Now since we started beatbox education, I think that's going to be huge for the beatbox scene once we start kicking out all these projects we're working on. So right now that's where my mind's at. I really want beatbox education to do well. I want everybody to get great information from it. I want everyone to feel like it's worth it, and I want everybody to learn from it, you know. So, and I want to get beatboxers paid. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So you do
Yeah,
a
I
great
had a
job
talk
at
with
that.
Vocoder.
You do an excellent job at that through Vocal, you know, and that's like the blueprint. That's the blueprint. So we're trying to get beatboxers paid, and we're also trying to make new beatboxers. We want it to be like one day if we would host a battle and we would make it like the biggest battle in the world, we'd want it to be like all our students that make it into that battle and like deserve it and earn it, you know, because they're that good. Like that's where we're at. We're long-term vision.
That's really cool. It's very, very exciting. So yeah, the next few years will be probably super, super exciting because also thinking of all those possibilities beatboxers have now to learn beatboxing compared to the time when we were starting to beatbox. It's amazing. Like, you are having the beatbox project, Maddox is working on a beatbox project, Swiss is working on a beatbox project, and that's so cool because the thing is, if the community keeps growing, we all have won. I think that's the biggest dream of us all too, that the scene is doing well. And about beatboxers getting paid, that's definitely, we have to work on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's also important to know, like, is something I really want to work on personally is helping beatboxers, like, when you get a show, you know, negotiating a contract, making sure you understand your own value, making sure you get paid worth your value, and stuff like that. I wanna be able to help beatboxers with that, you know. And also figuring out how to get shows, how to market yourself, how to make sure you're posting the right stuff online, which I do a terrible job of. I don't post anything yet. Stay tuned. But stuff like that, you know, I'd love to help beatboxers, just give them a path and know how to go about things that beatboxers don't usually do.
That's a cool thing to give beatboxers advice to avoid mistakes that that really don't wouldn't be necessary, because if somebody just will tell you this in 1 minute and you can avoid huge mistakes. Is there one thing, thinking back at the time when you started, where just a short talk with somebody would have helped you a lot?
In terms of
marketing or beatboxing, is there a mistake?
I've already in terms of marketing, like I've always had like my parents are super like in tune with what I'm doing, and they came to Vocal Total, so they're like always there, and they keep an eye on me, so like I know not to post like stupid stuff online, and I know not to ruin my image, and I'm very careful with who I associate, what I do, and I make sure, like Vocal Total, like my parents love the event because it's super family friendly. It's super well put together. It's super classy, and it's a good
Mm-hmm.
look. And I work with schools, so I have to be really conscious of what I do online and what I
Mm-hmm.
post, and so stuff like that. Like my parents really opened my eyes to that. In terms of advice that I wish I got, I don't think I regret anything. To be honest, I'm very happy with where I am. I surround myself with really good people. I get really good advice from
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Um, maybe just some stuff I wish I didn't hear. Some people really
Mm-hmm.
really made me. There was a point where I went to Canadian champs, and like when I lost, I was really mad. And
Mm-hmm.
like that's not worth it. I wish I knew how to have fun as well as also prepare and do well. And the reason why I was like that
Mm-hmm.
was because everybody's like, "Oh, you have to win, you have to." Blah, blah, blah. And
Oh.
and it was like, "Yeah, you know what? I do have to." So um, maybe just having fun as well as doing well would be some good
Mm-hmm.
advice. Making sure you're always having fun, or else there's no point.
That's a good advice. That's really good advice. So now, because we're talking about giving advice, now we will move to the next point and we will react to 2 to 3 beatbox videos. Rilana has hooked me up with those. I will now share my screen with you, bro. So if there should be any issues, if you don't hear anything or can't see anything, then please let me know. I will fix it right
Okay.
away. So I hope you can see
Yo, this is
the YouTube. Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy, Tiger. Okay.
Big Squid, let's go.
So Big Squid. We will start with Big Squid. Yeah, Rilana, thank you so much. And also, I think Big Squid, Max, and Sammer should be in the live chat as well. So everybody who's here in the live stream, give some respect. Throw out these fire emojis when you like it. I'm very excited. I haven't seen the videos. Let's get it on.
See Big Squid in
Yo, this
that.
is Big Squid from Calgary, Canada, and this is my wildcard for the Mad Meal Beatbox battle. Let's do this. Move your body on the dance floor. Move your body on the dance. Move your body on the dance. Dance. Move your body on the dance floor. Move your body on the dance. Dance again. Move your body on the dance. Peace out.
Yeah, Big
Yo,
Squid, let's go.
that was sick, man.
Yeah,
Holy shit, man. That was really
yeah,
cool.
Big
That was
Squid's dope.
wow. Nice flow. And very a very nice idea what he brought through. But yeah, let's talk what do you think about this wild card, and yeah, do you have some advice?
Um, so in terms of this wild card, I don't know if this was made. I know he's in the chat, so I'm just gonna say him. Like I'm just gonna say you,
Yeah.
as if he was here. But
Yeah,
I don't know
please.
if you made this. I don't know if this wild card was before your kickback wild card or after. But I think you did this way better in your kickback wild card. To be honest, there was very like slight differences, but in terms of timing, in terms of tempo, in terms of the notes you're hitting, the tonality, everything's super, super. Dude, I was struggling to do this back then. Really, I found you did it better back then. Okay, so in terms of your tonality, you're hitting the right notes. Everything's really awesome. What I would say is like the part where you're humming the you started off like that, then you brought the lyrics in, and then you kind of went back to that, and then brought the lyrics back again. I would completely scrap that part and just go straight into the drop. Just because each time you bring that back, you're kind of losing me a bit. You had some dope fillers in there too. You did something with kicks, I think it was, in the first drop, I believe. But every time you're bringing back the, you're losing me a bit, and it's just kind of because I'm hearing the same thing over again. A big problem with beatboxing, and I guess someone who fixes this really well is Gene. Is people get bored after 4 bars of the same thing, and it's important to keep things changing, which you do a good job of, but every time you bring back the you're kind of going backwards, in my opinion. But in terms of structure, in terms of the notes you're hitting, it's really good. Yeah, okay, he's saying, yeah, I fixed that now after some advice from you. Yeah.
Yeah, and like as I said, like that's very, very high level, feedback. So for those people who don't know, like we're talking here about, real high quality stuff, and that's some very cool and direct advice, bro. That's super clean and clear. Like, dude, yeah, thank you for that one. We will now move on to the next video, and the next one will be Samer, right? I hope I pronounced it correctly. Okay, so we have here.
Yo, my name is Samer. I'm from Jordan, and this is my wildcard for the group beatbox battle.
Sorry?
I can't hear the video.
You can't hear the video? Okay, let me give. Okay. Let's try again.
Samer, I'm from Jordan, and this is my wildcard for the group beatbox battle.
Good. Yo, I like the ending. That was sick, man. I really liked it.
Dope.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Shout out to Samer. Like, dude, that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the chat right now.
Yeah, I think he's in the chat. Samer Ovni, I think that's him.
Okay. He's here. Perfect. Okay. So, pretty dope. Honestly, it's a little bit difficult to hear the sound with the microphone, but from what I could hear, your sound kit is really good. In terms of timing, in terms of flow, it's really good. Where I thought you struggled a bit was in terms of Rolana's like popping off in the chat for some reason. In terms of structure, there was like two big flaws that I saw really in the build up. It was kind of typical. There was no real theme to it. It wasn't too dragged out, so it was pretty good. I really liked the part in the first drop where you brought like, and then you brought in the bass. That was fire. Like the way you just brought that in, that's super unique. That's awesome. What I didn't like was how you just kind of stripped it away midway. You kind of changed the drop. At one point, you like, I don't remember what it was. It was something with like a in between. Oh man, that was dope. And then you just took it all away, and then you brought back the exhale instead of the bass. And that was kind of like you were like switching ideas, which is like a typical almost Discord beatboxer thing, you know, like the ongoing joke is kind of that a Discord beatboxer just do one beat and the next beat and the next beat, and everything was super dope. And then it kind of felt like you did that, you know, whereas there's definitely a way to build that idea a little more fully, but then everything after that was just absolute fire, and the ending was absolute fire too. So the biggest flaw I see is in the middle, where you kind of drop your idea and move on to the next one really abruptly. There's definitely a way to, I don't know how much that bass takes out of you. I don't know how much air it takes, but there's definitely a way to maybe extend it or make it shorter, and then find a way to lead better into that next part where you take the bass away. I don't know if that was super clear, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that was very clear. Like, dude, you're giving super sick advice. Like, yeah, man. Beatbox education, guys. Check that out. Like, you get some real valuable direct feedback. That's worth a lot.
Overall, it was really dope.
Yeah.
It was really dope, and I really liked it, and your sound kit is nuts.
Yeah, true. Really cool. Really cool. So now we will head directly to the last video for today. If I please could ask Danger or Andrew to write the email address beatboxtalk@zeboom.com for those who want to join and have the possibility to get some feedback from our professional beatbox guests. You definitely should take it. Also, Rilana, she hooks us up with great videos. So, or just write Rilana. It depends what you guys prefer more to do. It's all fine. Okay, so now we will move on to the next video. I will do a short sound check. Did you hear that?
Perfect. I've seen this
Perfect.
before.
Okay. You already know what's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get it on. Max, here we go.
Yo, what's up? My name is Max, I'm from Israel, and this is my wildcard to the SBX Kickback Battle 2021.
The funny thing is, talking about Max, the last beatbox talk I had with Kenny Urban, he was completely hooked. He enjoyed. We watched the Beatbox International video of him, and Kenny was like, "Dude, that guy's like, he should be at fucking Kickback Battle. What the fuck is going on?" Like, and yeah, now we will see the wildcard, and maybe that might explain why he made it in or not. But Max is a really dope beatboxer, so I'm very excited, and I'm happy that Max is here as well. Okay, let's get it on.
Really dope.
Now I need to. Now I need to. Show what I got.
Yeah, and the black screen at the end, dude. That's super nice.
Oh man,
Holy shit.
he knows. I've messaged him on Instagram before. He's dope. He knows. I told him. Yeah, I saw him in the chat say, "Oof, that beginning's already minus points." So I won't comment on that. It was dope though. It's a dope sound. I really like your sound placement. I really like your syncopation. So everything you're doing between the kicks and the snares, you have really unique rhythms in there as well, and everything just kind of like it just flows. You know, I compare you almost in my mind to like, if Amit would have started beatboxing last year. This is probably what he would have sounded like, just in the sense that like Amit doesn't really do any of the craziest stuff, but he has really good vibes and he's really good at like performing his stuff and making you feel what he's feeling, and you kind of have that too, just in your own way, and a lot more vibes in the sense that like, not more vibes, but you have a lot more technical aspects to your beatboxing that he maybe doesn't. Honestly, very sick. I don't have too much to say. What I would tell you to do is in the future, try and experimenting with, this is actually advice that Napalm gave me. And this is really good for specific beatboxers, but I want to see you experiment with it. I think it can be really sick. In your beats, you usually don't want too much silence unless it's purposeful. And a lot of your fillers, you play with the dynamics a lot. So there was one, I don't remember if it was polyphonic or a different sound, but you like faded out and then you faded back in. And I think your beat before that it had some emptiness in it. Whereas if it would have been really full and then you pull it all away and do the fade out and fade back in, that fade out and fade back in contrasts that beat so much more, and it hits so much harder just as a result of that. Sorry, I'm like all kinds of words in my mind. But yeah, honestly, in terms of structure, everything's like it's snappy, it hits, and in terms of flow, it's perfect. Your sound kit, it's a little bit difficult to hear your sound kit through the microphone, but I think that's normal when you're using a handheld. So I can't really make too much in terms of your sound kit from this video, but I've heard you on other videos, and I know your sound kit's dope. I know your timing's snappy. I know everything's awesome. So in terms of, I wouldn't really give you too much advice in terms of this specific video, but I would want you to do is experiment with making your beats more full and keeping your fillers really empty the way you do, but in such a sick way, because I think that could make everything contrast so nicely. I hope that was clear as well. If it's not clear, feel free to type something in the chat, or if you have a question, I'm looking at the chat too now, so I'll be sure to.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Guys, you heard it. Dude, that's some really, really nice advice. And thank you so much for that. So before we head to the beatboxing, I have one or two questions. And also, one more time, thank you so much. Thanks to Max. Thanks to Big Squid. Thanks to Samer for those really dope videos. You guys are super, super dope. And I can't wait to see you guys actually on the stage, because that's the real where the real magic is happening with a proper sound system. So thank you so much for those dope videos. Everybody who's joining the live chat, thank you all so much as well. Okay, so I have one more question. It's a little bit a tricky one. To put together your dream beatbox team of 4 beatboxers.
To perform as a crew, or to perform like?
Yes.
Oh man. Does it have to include me, or can it just be others?
Yeah, it can be others. Like, it's free. You can include yourself or not. It's up to you.
Okay, so I would put Gene. Gene, Huckle, and then MB14. And oh man, this is tough. This is tough, especially because it's right off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's really good.
Now we need like, we have Huckle covering all the bass lines. We have Gene and MB14 synchronizing the melodies. We need someone just with like an epic sound kit, just an epic drum kit, you know. So I'm thinking maybe
something
someone
that
like
did
Codfish.
help. Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet because also you have 3 guys who can sing as well.
Yeah.
And what helped Skiller a lot, because when I asked Skiller this question, he was on fire. He told me already one beatbox team, and then it's like against, and he told me another dream beatbox team. So that was really sick. That was really sick. That helped him a lot. Okay, so now we come to my favorite part of the whole interview. Bro, if you like to, could you please hit us with some beatbox?
Yeah. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm not making you deaf with my
Okay.
Let me know if this is good. Good? Okay. I just see Rilana typing in the chat. It's making me laugh.
Oh, yo, bro. So sick, man.
Wipe my mouth.
Fuck. Dude. Man. You are flowing, man. Just like I said, like fucking Bruce Lee, man.
That's
like
the goal.
flowing and hitting
Like
hard,
water.
man. I love it, man. Dude, holy crap, man. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Man.
Man. So, man, I can't wait because the thing is, I know how you sound on stage, and on stage, all these sounds are so goddamn clean and loud and powerful, and that's the mind-blowing part because you think like all those clubs and sounds that they're not that powerful, but when you go when holy crap, man,
Yeah.
that's super loud. I really really like that, dude. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, one last question. So also thanks to everybody for this really really nice interview. But before we come to this part, do you work on? Of course, you're working on future project. You're probably one of the most busy beatboxers I know out there. So yeah, what are you working on? And yeah, do you have something you can give us a little some insight on?
Okay, so in terms of solo, like just myself, working on all my tracks, I'm gonna be putting them out on my YouTube channel, some covers, as well as just some routines that I planned on using in like battles 2 years ago that I just never did, as well as new stuff. And hopefully, I plan to start live streaming soon. I have a really, really funny stream idea that I don't mind sharing. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is reacting to only Spencer X videos. Only Spencer X videos. And every time I get a donation, let's say I get a $20 donation, that means I have to listen to Verbal Ace for 10 minutes on repeat.
Oh, okay. The same video on and on.
So it's just going to be like a fun stream idea just to have some fun. And then I feel like a lot of people don't actually know me. You know, you hear me beatbox, but you don't hear me talk that much. So it's going to be an opportunity for me to share a little more about myself, as well as learn about people in the chat and have a good time and jam. But I'm really looking forward to putting out all my routines and all my tracks in like super high quality on my YouTube channel. So there's that.
Super.
And then
really dope.
And then in terms of beatbox education, we have a lot of stuff we're working on, like a lot of stuff and a lot of good stuff. And right now, the Beatbox education program is kind of a high price. Granted, you get a lot for what you're paying, and we're finding ways to make it more affordable. Maybe not the Beatbox education program, but future projects. We have a bunch of stuff. Villain made a post on Facebook recently. He said we're taking over the beatbox community. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. You'll see. Just go follow Beatbox Education. We have a lot of stuff in store.
Sick.
And yeah, it's going to be great.
Sick. Super sick. Bro, thank you so much for giving us insight. So thanks to everybody here in the chat. Thank you all for joining. For those who are here the first time, we have every Monday and Thursday the Beatbox Talk interview. Next time on Monday we have Bawa, Chung Bao, and Chihuahua here. I'm very excited for that. Just if you like what we're doing, we have tutorials in a YouTube channel, we have tutorials and so on. And finally, bro, thank you so much for joining this interview. I really enjoyed it. You gave some sick advice. That's really nice how clearly you can communicate beatbox and what you think. That's really, really a dope skill to have. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing the time. And yeah, hopefully I can welcome you again soon, or we meet again.
We'll be talking
in person.
Don't worry. We'll be talking. Thank you for having me. I had a good time.
Elisii, thank you. See you soon.
Boom.